you see, these things, there are many things that come into play. In the first place, when you look at the setup of the society, we speak about 60 national languages. And we have over 250 nationalities. So each group will be doing things separately. Now, for example, in some of the communities, if an infant dies, they will just bury him or her behind the house, and people keep quiet. And they say, well, we were visited by an angel, and the angel has gone, so there is nothing for you to make fuss about it. It's only when a person is above 5, then you will notify. Now, and the mother is actually central to the family. Now, in some instances, when the gentleman of the house sees that the wife is always delivering key babies and the babies die early, then they will heap a problem on her. There is something wrong there. This woman is probably bewitched, or somebody has done very funny things that are not affecting the family. In some of the communities, like in the olden days, if there is a twin that is born, then that is a taboo. These babies are just taken and left there, and others will be picked and survive. But these practices are no longer there. Our problem is that issues to do with the female, the men normally don't pay any attention. And we are not gender sensitive. And with all this, we do have these issues of gender violence. And the gender violence is just because the man wants to assert his position in the family or in the society. Now, and we tend to neglect those issues that are behind it. And in some instances, the mothers-in-law are the ones who create the problems, and then the lady of the house suffers. Now, it just depends on where we are. But now the situation is improving because we have what we call home health promoters. These are people who are selected by the communities, and we train them for about 3 to 6 months. Their job is they go right into the villages. They are just like health extension health workers. They go for outreach, and they pass health education messages, maternity messages, and then they encourage the ladies to go for antenatal checks, and then advise them much early if they will need assisted delivery. If that is screened, then they have to be transported, and sometimes these ladies will walk for days, 1 or 2, before they can reach a center that they can be assisted. Now, and that one is by seeing a qualified midwife. And sometimes they're even taken to a rural hospital where they will have to be looked after until when they deliver. If they deliver by cesarean or by any other means, then they will be looked after, and then they will be transported back. But these are rare. In some places which are completely cut off, so when a lady conceives there, she's already condemned because there is nothing much you can do about it. If she develops complications, that there is no emergency air service. In the rainy season, almost 1/3 of South Sudan is underwater, and then some of the airports are flooded. And even if the airports are functional, who is going to talk about a lady in the bushes to be flown off? And despite the fact that we look at value of life, but in essence what we do, and because the government is not also able, is not financially strong, then we will lose people who otherwise we shouldn't have lost. And it's quite expensive. what we are doing now is that the president has declared that we have to reduce the maternal mortality. At least by 2015, he wants to see that something is being done about it. And a budget is allocated, and the NGOs that are performing, plus the other donors are putting in money. The Canadians have put in about $19.9 million to improve the comprehensive emergency obstetrics, and in some centers they're setting up blood transfusion services. And CEDA Canada also has given money to train health workers. We are sending them about. This is all to contribute towards the reduction of maternal mortality. But it is not only this one, because we need to develop education concurrently. Right now, among the girls, almost 1/3 goes to school. However, the dropout rate is high. So we need an affirmative action. So we need policies that are affirmative, and with the legislation. We have contracted Professor Graham Duke, who is English, and he is teaching in Oslo University in Norway. He has come with a team that are actually developing for us, because we have this legal framework which is not working. So we believe that for us to move the girl child and improve the maternal mortality, we need to do that. And to improve the child health, we have already enacted a law that any child under 5, the mother will receive direct support from the government, and not to the father. It has to go to the mother, because if you give it to the father, some of the fathers will break it off.